Let's go. It's 6D's first look. It is Monster Energy AMA Supercross for the first time in 2025, part of the Super Motocross World Championship. Jason Weigandt, Aaron Hansel, Mitch Kendra. We're bringing everyone in for round one. What you really want is rider interviews, and we will have those in a moment, and footage of the track. We'll have that in a moment. You did talk to some athletes. What are your takeaways that you learned so far at press day, Mitch?
I mean, the standard, yeah, we're feeling great. The bike's feeling good, but I did talk to Julian Beaumer. He said that he really does feel like he took a step in confidence. We had that Super Motocross podium at the first round last year. I think he's just got fitness is a little bit better, speed's a little bit better. He's going to have that consistency throughout the race, speed-wise. There's not going to be much of a drop-off. So that's one interesting thing I'm looking forward to. We're going to have Styles Robertson and Ryder DiFrancesco racing each other for the first time as pros. You wrote an article about those guys growing up. That's just going to be fun to see. Obviously, there's a ton of storylines. So, yeah, Hayden Deegan, Levi Kitchen, all these guys.
Well, that was the thing. I think for the 250 program, people wanted to see the culmination of the Kitchen-Deegan off-season of shade on social media, and then Kitchen didn't show up. He's ill.
He's under the weather, they say. Deegan had some things to say about that when we talked to him after the press conference, and we'll check in with him in a minute on that. Were you aware that the Star guys built a replica of this track, and they've been riding it for quite a while?
Yeah, they did that last year. They did it again this year. I still think the replica track is overblown because I feel like one angle of a jump turning that much changes it. But I did talk to Swanee, and he said, hey, even if one section comes out identical, that's better than none. So I guess that's something?
I think it's something.
Yeah.
They have tough blocks on test track because everybody always says
tough blocks. Yes.
Test track's one thing, and then tough blocks makes the track so much more narrow.
Just look, if you need help, we'll just tell you, number 100 is Cole Davies, and number 93 is Michael Moseman, who's still out there. I think most people there watching press days like, who's 93? Who's 100? That's Cole Davies, and that's Michael Moseman. Should we get to some of these interviews? Good job giving me a lot of interviews. Should we get to it?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. And of course, first look brought to you by 6D Helmets. 6D Helmets is dedicated to the relentless pursuit of brain protection. 6D's patented omnidirectional suspension technology provides protection capabilities unmatched by any other helmet design.
Yeah, I don't know. Call BS. I mean, under the weather or not, let's not make excuses. Hopefully it puts out a good race tomorrow because I'd hate for someone to make an excuse like that at the first round, but we'll see. It's time to spice it up, and I ain't under the weather, so we'll see how it goes.
Have you had a chance to look at the track much?
It actually looks like it's going to be a little bit dry, which is good. California kids, so we're going to love it.
Yeah, I think it's funny enough, it's the same, honestly. I was coming into this last year very confident in my ability, and it's still the same now. I still have that confidence in myself, and if I do and bring 100% jet and do everything right, I still have a very good chance, you know. So I think it's not too different.
Have you looked at the track much?
No, actually I haven't. I haven't really looked at it much, but we'll get out there and get to ride a little bit, and we'll see how it is. I've always liked harder. I think it makes technique or brings the best out of me personally. So yeah, I would normally pick hard. So hopefully it's hard.
Let's start with, this is probably, well, who knows after that press conference, but this is probably your last A1.
Yeah.
Is it weird out here knowing that you probably won't be here doing this again next year?
Yeah, it's strange, but as like an athlete, you know it is going to come to an end at some point. But it's yeah, it's tough. But what do, you know? I really just want to think about it once I actually get to that point. It's hard to talk about it now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Sure. Have you had a chance to look at the track much out there?
I have. Looks nice. We actually had this track built since they released the track so early now. We had it built in Florida. So no excuses for the Star Boys to perform here.
What was the severity of that injury? Did it interfere with your off-season at all?
No, it was just I had a bone bruise in this finger, actually this whole side of my hand. So I couldn't really hang on to the bike, and like, if I had to, could I have maybe raced Destinations? Like, possibly, but at that point, Eli was a better option if I'm injured. So, and obviously I had a big rash and stuff on my back. I was pretty uncomfortable for probably 2 weeks, but nothing like crazy. After that, I was pretty much back to normal, and yeah, nothing really crazy.
So it doesn't affect you at all now?
No, I mean, I still feel it actually, which is crazy. It's that much after the crash, but like it's nothing like it's going to hinder me on the bike. I just kind of feel if I'm doing something weird or something like that.
Okay. In talking to some of the other riders, they've described this track as kind of technical for round one for an opening round. I don't know how much you've had to look at it, but what's your take on this track so far?
Well, I actually watched the MX Sim race on Wednesday, so I have like a pretty good deal of the layout's going to be. No, it looks technical actually. This rhythm section right here looks pretty gnarly for 8-1. It is first race of the year, and they kind of normally it's somewhat mellow, but yeah, I'm excited for maybe a more technical track. We haven't had one honestly in a while, so yeah, I've done a lot of laps this year, so I'm ready to go whatever the track is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, it is the same. I mean, I feel like I've gone to more A1s than any other race, right? You definitely have the butterflies off the first race. You know, I don't think that ever goes away at any race, really. But at the same time, having done it so much now, there's definitely a bit of a calmness inside of me, and I think you know, a lot of the riders that have a lot of experience at this point feel the same way. But yeah, it doesn't feel like we have been here that long ago, right? Like it feels like we were just here yesterday. So I guess same deal, different day.
In the press conference, I was surprised to hear you say, when I was a championship guy. Because I don't feel that everybody would characterize you as someone who used to be a championship guy. Is that what makes you categorize yourself that way?
Well, I think during that age time in 2016, like I was just in my prime, and I was definitely fighting for wins a lot more often, and being in a championship hunt like towards the end, right? I think the last time that happened was maybe 2021, I guess. I forgot about that year when I was on Honda. That was a really good year for me, and I was battling for the championship all the way to the end. But we are in 2025 now, and it's just, you know, I haven't been there towards the end, and I only win like one race throughout the year, you know. So you know, I'm definitely still working on changing that, definitely. But I think during 2016, 14, like 17, like around that time, I was just constantly battling for wins and championships. So
you had some knee issues.
Yeah.
How are the knees doing now?
Yeah, body's good. It's been a good off season. Yeah, strong.
Yeah. Did the knees affect your off season training at all?
No, I went to the UK. Took some time. Did a little beach riding in the sand one time while I was over there, and yeah, knees felt good, got strong. Went down to the baker's factory. Eldon put me on some good programs to get my knees stronger, and yeah, we have a solid off season.
Speaking of bakers, what's it like training with Malcolm?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I think we're old enough now that we can put things behind us, and from day one of the training program, me, Malcolm, and Aaron. Bonding well, having fun. I've definitely learned a lot about football because those two love football. That's all. There's 3 chairs where we sit. I'm in the middle, and they just talk football 24/7. So yeah, I learned a lot about football this whole season.
Have you had a chance to really look at the track much?
Nope, not at all. Been just looking at it every time I come outside, and yeah, I know last night stayed in my motorhome out here, and it was extremely windy, so I bet the track's pretty dry. There's some monster trucks out here not too long ago as well, so the dirt will probably be pretty compact, pretty hard, but we'll see when we get the bikes out there. I don't have any expectations other than do the jumps, go fast, and get good starts.
Yeah. You know, for better or worse, you're the guy who's always putting in solid results every week. It's always good, but I don't know why. You kind of come in under the radar a little bit. Is that something that you resent, or is it not having the spotlight on you all the time? Is that a good thing for you?
I think it's tough with the two teammates that I have. I mean, they're obviously established 4D champions, and I think maybe that's a little bit to do with it. Yeah, I always seem to fly under the radar. Maybe I just don't show those flashes of brilliance, but you know, those races that I do have, I mean, people know. So it's good for me. I think it keeps the pressure off a little bit, and can kind of just focus on what I have to do without that extra, you know, that extra added down pressure. So I'm cool with it. I mean, I think this year I can come in a little bit with a different attitude, and I think this year I can just try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit more, and I think that's going to be the key for me, and I think I have that in me, and just I think better results will come from that. Maybe not the consistency, but I would like to show a little bit more speed for sure.
I don't know how much you got a chance to really look at the track, but in talking to some of the other guys, they said it's kind of technical and tricky for a season opening round. What's your take on it?
We have it at the Go Farm, so been practicing on it a lot, and obviously it's a whole different, it's on the other side of the country, so it's not the same, but it is a little bit busy. I mean, I'm sure it'll be. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be tough, but that's they're all going to be tough. So I think it's a good layout. We've been riding it a lot, like I said, and it is busy, but there is those break points. And I don't think it's too gnarly of a first round. There could definitely be a lot more obstacles out there, but yeah, I've been riding it, so it's different from the other people. I think it'll be a good racetrack for sure.